episode 317, everybody.
Whoa!
Are you having a better day today, Sarah?
Much better, thank you.
Good Lord, you were a mess.
Yeah.
I am impressed that you were able to carry on and make the fans happy, even in the midst of a plumbing crisis.
You know what? The show must go on. And I just like jammed my sorrows away with my ukulele, which is the best self-care. So then I was fine. And you know what? Doesn't even matter if your water doesn't work. And they had to shut off my electricity because they're like redoing the solar stuff. So I was like, I got no electricity and no hot water. You know what? I can play my ukulele.
That's true. That is a nice thing about instruments is that you don't need all that technology.
That's right.
I admire.
Yeah, it's like 1748 over here.
17.
Like the
like
year.
a pioneer, right?
Yeah. I'm living like pioneer times right now.
Guys, can we talk about how Paul McCartney is coming to LA? July 13th, I'm going to the show at Dodger Stadium. If you would like to join me, you are welcome.
And that would be fun.
Oh my God, because he does Let It Be, Hey Jude, yesterday.
I'll bring tissues.
Right? Anyway, I mean,
it's just so cool to hear, and I like hearing the stories of like the background singers, the people in the band, because they, they kind of get a similar experience, but different,
It's like that documentary, I forget if it's 15 feet from stardom or some number of feet, and it's about the backup singers because of what you're saying. They get this front row seat, but they're not famous themselves, and so it's a weird existence.
And they're always so talented.
Oh my God. And they work their asses off.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like, we think
the tours, the schedules, the practice,
Oh my, I can't even imagine the pressure. Like, let's think of if you were Beyonce's backup dancer.
Oh my God.
And what if you messed up?
Nope. No, there's no option.
No, there is not. I'm sure she'd be nice about it, but...
Yeah, she'd probably be amazing.
I
nope.
That would haunt me.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of things that haunt us.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Spooky.
I read this article about this woman in Nazi Germany who I'd never heard of. Her name is, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's Ilse or, I don't know, Ilse Koch, Koch. Mm-hmm. And they called her the bitch of Buchenwald or something. Anyway, her husband ran one of the concentration camps. And so she would go and work there. And it said in the article that she was always excited about sending kids to the gas chamber.
Oh, my God.
Right? And...
Ew.
It gets worse, if you can imagine.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm hanging on the edge of my seat.
She had in her possession lamps and things that were made, like lampshades, that were made of human skin. Yep. And when would see Jewish folks that were in the concentration camps, if they had really nice tattoos.
Oh my God.
She would make sure that they got skinned before they were incinerated so she could keep them.
Oh my gosh, Susie, I'd be tableside decor.
I mean, it's not funny, but you're funny. Right, I was thinking as I read it, Sarah would be toast.
Oh, toast. She's coming after me. Oh,
how
my God.
Sick. I mean,
no,
come on.
This is about as disturbing as you could possibly get.
Yeah,
this is clearly a monster.
A monster.
Oh, and it's so extra creepy when it's a woman.
It is. That's what I was saying on the last episode. Is when when women are depraved, it is even more disturbing to me because I expect more from women.
Oh my God. And the children thing. Even
the Nazis were mad at her. They were like, "You're too fucked up." Sorry, Linda.
It should, like, that people who are really, like, disturbed, like these real sick people, can hide out in hate groups. Like, people, like, I guarantee you, well, I don't guarantee, I can't guarantee anything, but it is my thinking that it didn't matter who victim. Like, it didn't matter if they were Jewish, if they were Christian, if they were Muslim. It wouldn't have mattered. Black, white, green, purple, animal. She's into the hurting and the pain.
It's unbelievable to me.
And then hides that in, I'm just carrying out these orders from this group or organization. Woo, that's sick.
And she went on trial, and she claimed that the lampshades were made of goat skin. And there's
like you tattoo goats.
Right.
Holes in your story, lady.
Sarah's a detective now.
Right.
But I mean, no matter what, even, I don't know if they were, but I suspect they were, especially because of the tattoo thing. But regardless, it's just a nightmare, and it's so ghoulish and hard to believe that a person could get like that. But as I've said before, I think of morality and ethics as this spectrum, and I really reject the idea of like there are good people and bad people. Mm-hmm. And I really want people to start thinking of it as a spectrum, because once we do that, we realize why it's so important that we maintain our own moral compass and teach our kids, because it really feels like a slippery slope sometimes, because maybe she was normal in other ways.
Uh-huh. Oh, God.
I don't know. It's just messed up.
Something happened. I mean, this was early where violence became
for sure. It must be, right?
Very early. Because there is a certain developmental point when once those get fixed, you can't. I don't know if you can undo it.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a nightmare, and
that is a nightmare.
You know, when you know about World War II, you think, well, what could be worse? And then you think, how did this story get buried? This is the sickest thing I've ever heard.
That's what I'm wondering.
That's those stories of people that do weird stuff with corpses. Those really freak me out.
The really gross part is that just, I don't know what part of me this is that thinks about how things are used, and is thinking like, yeah, skin absolutely duplicates the material of a lampshade, where it would like let light through, and it would like, ew. Why is that picture in my brain?
They did test the remnants that they had found, and one test said this is human skin, and another test said it was cow skin. So it's inconclusive as far as what it really is.
When were these tests done?
After Katrina, because these items were found in America and were sold as like Nazi, memorabilia, for lack of a better word. Mm-hmm. And somebody gave them to the guy that studies this particular woman and let him test them.
Well, we need
more.
I don't know why. I mean, not like it's going to help at all. I just want to know the answer.
This is what I always say about the weirdness about true crime, how we're all so into it. And it feels like if I just get more information, then I can solve this mystery of how someone could do it. That's for me what it is.
Yeah.
When I write to these people and stuff, it's for me like not the mystery of the crime, who done it. It's the mystery of why did someone do it.
Ooh, and I think people want to feel like they want to know the gory details and all that stuff to really know that, like, convince themselves that they couldn't do it.
I agree. I think that it drives a lot of people's curiosity.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not that.
Right.
Whatever I am, I'm not going to skin anyone.
Yeah, definitely not. Uh-huh.
But anyway, I just wanted to share that spooky. It's terrible to make light of it because it's horrific, but when it's that bad, you almost don't know what else to do with it in your brain. Laugh or cry kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Anywho.
I was, no joke, like, I mean, that's like the most shocked I've been in a while hearing that. I did not think you were going to say that.
I'll put that article in the newsletter as well because I think just the details of it, yes, they are disgusting, but it's a fascinating thing that happened in history and not that long ago.
Yeah. Ooh, gosh.
You wanna,
oh my gosh, you're right. That was like yesterday.
I know.
The big picture.
Can we talk about something lighter?
Please.
There's nothing darker.
And skin lampshades? Yeah, I'm good.
Talk about really terrible things and it would still be lighter. What are your thoughts about, well, What are your thoughts about your underwear, for starters? You loving them?
Like
super
well,
soft?
I'm over the ones that are not comfortable.
That's why Sarah is sitting pretty in her gorgeous me undies, and so am I. Because most people's underwear, it ain't making them happy.
No.
Mine
oh
is,
my gosh.
though.
And I'm always so upset when I rotate through 5 pairs, and when those are in the laundry, I'm like, somebody better do the laundry right now. My bum is uncomfortable.
We need our MeUndies because they are really soft. It's like heaven. They are made of micromodal fabric, which who cares what that even means? It just means it's softer. It's full 3 times softer than cotton. And they have classic colors, prints. They have theme for holidays, stuff like that. And they have loungewear, socks. My husband is obsessed with those llama pajama pants. He wears them every day.
Oh my gosh, I am too. I love my onesie.
They're so comfortable. And they're just incredible. And they have a great offer for our listeners. For any first-time purchasers, when you order MeUndies, you get 15% off and free shipping. Get your 15% off your first pair, free shipping, and 100% satisfaction guarantee. Go to MeUndies.com/braincandy. That's MeUndies.com/braincandy. They're amazing. I love them. Okay. So, what do you think about how Meghan Markle decided to kind of break tradition and not do the whole birth photo opportunity thing?
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. Because I mean, that picture, any of my friends who were pregnant or had babies right around the time where Kate Middleton gave birth,
Yes.
and she came out of the hospital looking so beautiful with her pantyhose on and
her
like she wasn't
blowout.
wearing one of those diapers and like
Diapers.
you know, the magic underwear they give you that you can only get at the hospital if they don't sell anywhere else.
Yeah.
So many of my friends who were having babies around that time cite that photo as their like a cause for them to feel
Less than.
not good. Yes. They're like, yeah, that when I saw that photo, I felt like, you know,
Well,
what the heck?
Yeah.
How could I do it? You know, what's wrong with me that I can't do this? And let's be realistic here.
I mean, on one hand, I love Kate Middleton. I think if she wants to do that, then good for her. And she looks beautiful and that's awesome. But it does feel, sometimes there's a weird line between aspirational, where we know that's not how it really is. But then there's a sense of, but it really is for her. So why am I a loser?
Yeah, but you have to, I think what Meghan Markle does is she recognizes what she represents to people and how she is an icon or I don't even know what you'd call it, like in a way, a role model.
Totally.
Or like an example. And, you know, Kate Middleton does too, because she's very particular, picky, or specific about what she chooses to wear that aren't all like designer clothes.
Yes.
You know, I always see things that's like, look what she got from Zara and, you know,
And she'll wear
whatever it
things
is.
more than once, which, you know, is a big deal.
So there's an effort made in those areas.
And even when she did those photo shoots after she had the babies, you know, she had the little bump that you have before your belly totally deflates and all that, which I appreciated that she didn't try to hide that. But she had a blowout. She had makeup done.
And do you think she really wanted to be all gussied up and parade around and take pictures like that? I don't think that she was really the one, like, orchestrating
Nobody would
right?
want that.
Right.
But she might, because she grew up in England, have a greater sense of this is what I married into and this is how things go and that's the price you pay. But I don't think Meghan, perhaps as an American, has that same approach.
I'm glad.
But the Brits hate it. They're so mad at her. They hate her.
They just want to feel like it's, you know, like they're part of it in a way. They feel almost like owed that.
Yes,
Don't
entitled.
you think? Entitled.
You're
to
so
that.
right. Because in this article that I was reading, that's the way, it's the British journalists in particular, that they feel really angry because, do you remember when Princess Diana died and then Charles made a deal with the press in England and said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you special time where we'll answer your questions. You can get all the pictures you want in exchange for you not hunting us and chasing my children.
Wow, I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, so they kind of had an arrangement. And they gave some things to the press, and then in exchange, the press was meant to not stalk them. Mm-hmm. But now that they're adults, I think the tabloids are feeling like, hey, we need more stuff, and now you're not even going to do the baby picture.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, nobody's specific over what they need to give and when. I mean, she's not saying that you're never going to have pictures of this baby.
Yeah. And
she's just saying, hey, can we be like a little respectful of this very special, precious time that, you know, and maybe not project an image that is not, you know, accurate.
Mm-hmm. Well, and allegedly she's going to have a baby the way you said you want to do it when that time comes, where it's natural and maybe there's like a little water bath. What do you call that? Water birth.
Water birth. Yes.
So she's
Get it, girl.
She's very California in that way.
I love it.
But anyway, I don't know. I think it's awesome that she's doing that. And when they said, oh, she's breaking 40 years of tradition. 40 years isn't that long
40
time.
years. I mean, for goodness sakes.
Right. So just one generation before? Okay, got it.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
What does Adam think? Does he even care?
He does not. Although
Good.
he cares more than he used to. He's starting to really get into it on Instagram. Because I told him how much I love Meghan Markle. Yeah. And he started to feel like a kinship because she's American, he's British, all that. But he would not weigh in about the... But his family would, and they don't like her. Mm-hmm.
Well, I like her, so.
I like her too.
They can can it, and I like her shoes, so.
Oh my God. Remember I told you I follow like an account on Instagram called Megan's Fashion?
Yes. One day, friends out there, one day Susie's like, Sarah, can you tell me about how to like give myself a good manicure, paint my nails? Because I need my nails to look like Meghan Markle's. I already got the nail polish.
Oh
you should not be. I do it all the time. You know what I've been Googling for freaking ever, and I'm waiting for this information to come out? Mila Kunis hosted Ellen like probably like a month or two ago, and she was wearing the most adorable outfit. And I need this outfit. And I have been like daily just Googling it, hoping that somebody will have tagged what she wore and who made it.
Oh my gosh, I should get on the case for you. I'm pretty good at Googling.
I love them. They're these wide leg pants that have these like stripes down the side that are frayed like plaid fabric. And oh my God, they're so cute. I need them. They're probably like $1 bajillion, but I can find them on Poshmark, I'm sure.
That's the thing is that you see somebody, that's what I mean by aspirational. So you see an outfit and you're like, I want to wear that. Mm-hmm. And it's not that you want to be that person.
Right.
But you like their style or you think they look pretty and you want to look like that. That's how I feel when I see Meghan.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of fashion, I mean, this is like totally off topic and just like a thought in my head. I am not into all the fashion this season.
What? What's in? I don't know.
Oh, it's like a lot of prints. A lot of like the just like prints everywhere, and everything looks like like that Coachella, like you know they always do that during the spring. What do they call it? Festival wear.
Yes.
I'm over it. Like I don't need all of the peasant tops that are flowered. Like
I think it's a
last season. I feel like it was great, and this season I'm like, oh gosh, what is this? I can't wear any of this.
Maybe you're changing.
Maybe that's it.
Give
me some Ann Taylor.
Ann Taylor. That's
it. I'm going to Chico's.
I like
Chinos,
both of those. I love that you don't even know.
It's Chico's.
Chico's. I actually really like Chico's stuff.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, it's funny because my style has evolved into mom wear, but I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I saw this woman come out of a restaurant a little bit ago, and she was wearing like this. She was old, probably 70. She was wearing this adorable, like, you know, conservative outfit with a little scarf tied around her neck.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's me.
The ghost of
that
Sarah
is the
Future.
There goes Sarah Future. Yeah. I'm just drifting into that style.
I'm so proud of you.
Ah, thanks, Suze. You're probably what inspired it. I'm probably secretly following an account like Susie's Fashion.
What if?
What if?
Well,
That's why I'm never on Instagram, because I just have like a secret other account. It's like all just what Susie was wearing.
Sarah
it's
has
private.
A burner.
Just for me.
A burner Instagram account.
Oh,
well,
so
if you do want to be like me, one way you can do that is by trying OpenFit, which is the program that I use to work out. And it's great because it's super convenient, and you can use it on your phone or your tablet or your computer. And they have amazing trainers in classes. They have Extend Bar, which is, tapping into the bar trend, but you don't actually have to get all the equipment and go to the fancy gym or anything like that. Super expensive. You can do it this way, and it's so much more affordable, and you don't have to, invest in a lot of stuff. And you can see the results. I have lost weight, but my goal was really about strength. And I'm frustrated with my body right now because I feel like I when you hit a wall,
a plateau.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? You got to add weight, Susie. You're just doing body weight stuff, and if you threw in some 5-pound weights.
Why? What will happen?
Because the weights, you got to have weights to build like the muscle.
But okay, let's say I'm doing push-ups.
Yeah.
You'd think that eventually it would get easier. It doesn't.
They do say it doesn't get easier. You just get better.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe I shouldn't be mad. I won't be hard on myself. But it's great.
Go all the way down to the floor.
OpenFit.
I am saying all of this where I just get my 10 minutes in and I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Well, that's the thing. They have 10-minute workout videos, which is the way to go if you're like me and you do not like working out. OpenFit changed the way I work out, and with our code BRAINCANDY, you can join me on my fitness journey, and it's personalized just for you. Again, use our code BRAINCANDY and start using OpenFit for your journey to a healthier life. And right now, during the OpenFit 30-day challenge, our listeners get a special extended 30-day free trial membership to OpenFit where you can lose up to 15 pounds in 30 days. When you text BRAINCANDY to 303030, you'll get full access to OpenFit, all the workouts and nutritional information totally free. Again, just text BRAINCANDY to 303030. All right. Now what?
Oh, I know something I have to hear your opinion on.
Okay.
Suze, did you hear about this video that went viral of a mom who threw a BuildABear party for her daughter?
No.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you didn't hear this. Okay, so this mom came on Reddit and shared this story about a birthday party that her daughter went to for her daughter's friend. Mm-hmm. I think she was turning, I want to say like 8 or something like little like that. She's, I can't remember how old she was turning, but it doesn't matter. So the mom held the party at BuildABear, and there were 8 guests there, and they all are like, these little kids. They're, little, like 7 or something. They're like super excited, building their bears, having so much fun. And then as they were leaving, the host mom demanded that all the kids that give the toy that they made to her daughter. And then one little boy resisted, and the birthday girl ripped the toy out of his hand.
No.
Yep. And this is the crazy part, that the parents even pitched in money to pay. Like, it's not like they were just building them for free. The parents, this parent paid $30 for the bear, and she didn't even realize that the bear wasn't even going to be for her daughter.
That is totally outrageous.
Right?
Yeah.
I knew. Yeah. I can't believe you didn't hear about this.
I would not stand for it.
No, me neither. And I'd use this to really send a message. And, what do you do in that moment?
Who has that little discernment to understand that you do not ask little kids to give away their own toy for your kid? That's sick. That's as bad as that lady that had the skin lampshades.
Oh,
I'm just joking.
One of the quotes says, they all just disappointingly handed over their animals, and the friend wasn't even being nice about it either. Another little boy didn't want to, and the friend ripped it out of his hand. That was like a direct quote.
This kid's not going to have any friends now.
No
either.
Joke.
You're going to have a bunch of bears only.
Did you have... and mom.
Right, a mom and some stuffed bears.
Oh, my God. This is going to be one of those Dee Gypsy Rose stories.
How did this make it to the news, though?
Because that was posted on Reddit, and then people on Twitter just went crazy with it. And they were like, what the hell? Do you ever have any of those stories from birthday parties or play stuff when you were little where you got in trouble for not sharing, or somebody didn't share with you and it turned into a thing?
I never did, but only because I think I really wasn't going to a lot of those things, and I wasn't allowed to have any parties like that. Oh, but I mean,
I'm going to throw you like a million birthday parties to make up for it.
I feel like now when I take Lincoln to parties, everybody has it under control because it's usually organized by somebody at a location. And so there's like a set way.
Yeah.
Even if BuildABear.
Well, you'd think BuildABear would have been.
Exactly. Why wasn't anyone? I guess they can't
oh my God.
tell them what to do with their bears.
So crazy. They can't.
Remember when I went to BuildABear on my own to get a gift for somebody, and the worker made me make a wish on the damn heart?
No, I do not remember that. Stop.
And I was like, no, it's okay. Just go ahead. And she was like, nope, you have to make a wish. I'm like, oh my God. My God. Wish is that this nightmare is over soon. Stop. Because they make the kids make a wish on these stupid hearts that they stuff in the bear.
Oh my gosh. That's super funny.
That's something you would do.
Yeah, I'd probably.
If you worked at BuildABear, you would want it to be like super positive all the time.
No, I couldn't do it like that. Like, I understand where to draw the line. Oh, God.
I love people who just don't get it, though. Come on. I mean,
that mom, though.
Really dumb. That leads me to a topic I wanted to bring up along the same lines, which is, do you follow any, I'm sure you don't, do you follow any mommy bloggers or anything?
Yeah, I actually do. I follow, oh my gosh, what's her name? She was on The Bachelorette or The Bachelor. She's real cute.
Is she skinny?
She married a guy from a radio show, and she has 2 kids, and she's always on like Today in LA or whatever those shows are.
Oh gosh.
What's her name? I was just watching her the other day. Anywho, I don't know why I did. And she's very real. Well, sometimes, realer.
That's exactly what this topic was about. It's
not really real.
The mommy blogs who now there's a trend almost where they are calling it imperfectly perfect.
That's what it is.
It's like, look, everything's not perfect over here because, look, there are toys laying on the ground and it's like not even that bad, and they're acting like they're being so candid and transparent. And so there's this weird thing where they're acting like they're being vulnerable and exposing their imperfections, but really they would never say, you know what, I didn't get out of bed today because I fucking don't want to be a mom. Yeah. Nobody's doing that.
Yep.
It's just,
oh my God, that's totally. Yeah. Now I'm like reprocessing all these ones. I'm like, yeah, that's it.
Well, and it's not just mommy bloggers too. I see a lot of this with influencers where they'll have that post where they're saying like, I've been feeling really bad about myself lately. I just want you guys to know that we all struggle with insecurities. My life might look perfect on here, and they act like they're really bearing their soul.
Yeah.
And it's stupid.
Yeah. I mean, the truth is that there are elements of truth to that.
Totally.
And it's like they want to be vulnerable, but it can't be real vulnerable.
Yeah.
Nobody's saying, it's not perfect. And also, I drink 2 bottles of wine at night and then throw up and like cry myself to bed naked in my bathtub.
Totally. There's a limit to
that's
how
probably
honest.
Really happening.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah. But then there was this one influencer I follow who apparently was getting a lot of DMs from people being like, why do you act like your life is perfect and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And so then she did an Insta story where it almost felt like she was looking for things to reveal that would show that she's just a regular person. Mm-hmm. So she was like, my dad is a drug addict and I suffer from depression and anxiety. Like, you don't have to do that. I actually mentioned that during our Patreon Q&A when we were talking about Cara Maria, because she did a few posts where she was revealing like all the Botox and things that she's done. And I kind of feel like you don't owe us that.
Right.
You don't have to tell me what you've had done. Like, some things can be private and personal. You don't owe your followers anything.
That's true.
So my thing wasn't criticizing Cara as much as I was wanting her to know, like, you don't have to do that.
Yeah. I think, and who does this, what's the solution? I mean, not like there is one, but, like you can't really, I think it really just teaches us that we have to see everything with a more, I don't know, discerning eye. Is that really, that may
kind of, because
like,
I think you're right. I think it's not about the blogger as much as it is about us expecting. We want them to look beautiful.
Yeah.
We want to look at pretty people and pretty things. We also want them to be down to earth, though.
This is the Meghan Markle pregnancy, Kate Middleton thing, essentially all over again.
Yeah. Kind of. Like we want them to be perfect, but not too perfect.
Right.
And we want them to be vulnerable, but not overshare.
Right.
So it's really about us as the audience. Why are we never satisfied? Kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's like, what's our intention behind looking at that? What do we need? Ooh.
And maybe it changes depending on the day and all that.
Yeah. And, I've done a serious edit to my Instagram and tried to, because people say, oh, social media causes anxiety and depression and da-da-da. But we're in full control of who we follow, what we follow, what we look at, what that explore or whatever section looks like. You get to control what you see.
Yes.
And the same way, oh my God, now my brain is giving me a whole bunch of kind of thoughts. But the same way that when you start focusing on the negative things in your life, that you'll only start to see the negative.
Yes.
And that becomes, it just is like a spiral, and it just,
it's
grows and grows and grows. Yep. That the exact same thing would happen with the content that you look at.
Yeah.
That if you just start to dabble in that, then that becomes, whatever that, quote unquote, that may be, whether it's, things that make you feel like you're not, fit enough or skinny enough or tan enough or too dark or too whatever or,
That's so
blah,
funny
blah, blah.
that you say that. On the picture of me in the yellow, I called it the poor man's James Bond one piece. And everyone was really nice and said sweet things. And then 2 days later, somebody just wrote, not to be rude.
Which, that's a great way to start a sentence.
Buckle up for something rude. Yep. Not to be rude, but why are you're so pale? What happened to your tan?
Oh, for Christ's sake.
And my feeling was like, either, my tan went away, or it's the lighting, or I'm sick. Which one of those did you want to point out?
Or it's freaking like the sun just came out. It's like February, can it? It was definitely was it a dude?
No.
Oh.
Believe it or not.
Lady.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, see, this is the thing. We want white people to be darker.
Yeah.
And then you're going to go make comments about people with any other skin tone? Come on. Get out of here. This doesn't make any sense.
I didn't respond, and it's still up if you'd like to go see it.
That is so silly.
What is also silly is whenever you have interest rates that are in double digits and bills keeping you up at night. And I know a lot of people in that situation, and it's no fun. And Lightstream is here to help. Be smart and pay off your credit card balances with a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream. You can get a fixed rate for as low as 5.95% APR. You just go online and they have a little application. It's super easy, and you could save thousands in interest and get the loan between $5,000 and $100,000 with no fees as soon as the day you apply, which is really cool. And if you want to save even more, our listeners get an additional interest rate. The only way to get the discount is to go to lightstream.com/braincandy, lightstream.com/braincandy. Subject to credit approval. Rate includes 0.50 autopay discount. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/braincandy for more.
Cool.
Anyway.
Do that.
Yeah, I think that trend of the social media thing where the no filter. I always think that's funny when the Kardashians do that and hashtag no filter. Because
the entire life is a filter.
Well, that's the thing. Like, how much plastic surgery can we have and still say no filter?
Right. I mean, just the hair removal alone.
Oh.
Is a huge thing.
Right.
I think about that all the time because I have stupid folliculitis. That is always worse when I'm stressed out. So it's real bad right now.
Oh,
and
no.
I'm like, man, if I had... And I know the Kardashians go to the same laser place that I do. And they're getting everything done and there all the time. And that shit is expensive. I can only afford it on my legs. So I'm
when
just
you
like,
see
just
it,
the hair alone, getting rid of that, my personal stock based on how I value myself would go up.
Okay, so when you see a picture, you think, if I was able to do that, then I would feel more confident and stuff like that.
Yep, I would wear shorts.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Do you not usually wear shorts?
Nope, not anymore.
That's really difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you don't struggle with that, you don't even think about it.
Right.
Wow.
Never. Oh, my gosh, it's the worst.
That's what
can't
I always
pluck
said.
a single hair.
You really can't.
Yeah.
Because it'll get infected.
My body grows a new one and it thinks it's a foreign invader. And you know what? I was thinking this the other day. So this is how hair for me is, but I did not know that everybody else is not like this. I have 2 or more hairs that grow out of each hair follicle.
No.
Like
well,
every
that's, I guess, why your hair is so thick.
It has like 2, 3, sometimes even more hairs in it. So I think one grows and it's like, yeah, that's cool. But then other guys pop up and Bobby's like, what the fuck is that? Let's try to get rid of it.
That is really
And I thought everybody had that. Mm-hmm. And then I was talking to, I don't know, whoever, and they're like, oh, you have 2 hairs in all your... I was like, what? People don't have that? And then it made me think, what the hell else do each of us have or deal with where we think this is like, oh, everybody's got this? I always thought the same thing with my color graph and my synesthesia. Well, everybody thinks that like colors and numbers are... Every color has a number, right? Nope, doesn't.
Right.
So what else is there?
Right. That's always fun for me when I say to someone, how do you picture, I don't know, the days of the week or something that we all think about all the time?
Yeah.
And everybody's answer is different.
Yeah. Or like, do letters or numbers have a gender?
Right. Yes.
Some people are like, yes, absolutely. And when they do, it's like, what do you mean? They don't?
Yeah. Mine definitely have gender.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh, get out of here. Mine don't at all.
Oh, okay. Yours just have colors.
Dude, I don't even know what that means with the Like, what do you mean? Like they have little penises or what the fuck?
No, just that 4 and 7 are girls.
Oh, my God. See, that's great. I'm sure we've talked about this before, but it just tickles me. I love that.
But it's so weird.
Oh, Brain Candy Brainiacs, please write in and tell us your weird things that are going on in your brain or wherever.
I remember there was an Oprah episode one time and they were kind of going over these quirks that different people have. And I remember one lady said she always puts on the left sock and shoe before putting on the right sock.
That's weird.
Yeah. And she said it's in case there's a fire, she'll have one ready.
Oh, why would you rather have one shoe?
Right.
That doesn't make any sense.
And somebody said that they only chew salty foods on the right side and sweet foods on the left side.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Because they have the taste buds are on different sides. Mm-hmm. And also that would really help with balancing out your facial symmetry, I feel like.
Oh.
Because you're developing muscles on both sides. Have you ever tried to chew on the opposite side? Or in the opposite direction?
What does that even mean?
Okay, so like when I chew, it's like my teeth move in a certain direction. It's almost like...
Oh, wow. Like
the
a cow.
grinding motion goes in one direction. But if I try to switch it up...
Oh, my God.
It's like my facial muscles have no idea what to do.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, everybody's trying it right now.
I totally was, and it's hard.
Yep. And your face looks weird.
Yeah, I love hearing these. If people tag us in them. I did get a tweet from somebody who does hate cucumbers.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
And pickles. And she said she hates watermelon.
Oh, that kind of is like a cucumber.
I guess
but
so.
Here's the thing. What are we saying? Like, hate it? Like, you need to spit it out like you with the cilantro? Where it's like, this tastes like a foul, disgusting...
That's what she said.
So, what?
Yeah.
Okay, well, now I have to know what the enzyme is in watermelon and cucumber.
Right.
It's something that holds a lot of water.
Yeah, obviously, right.
Yeah.
But you would think that would dilute the problem.
Weird.
But for her, it's disgusting. Because I'm like, what does it taste like? Tell me. And she's like, just disgusting. She was like, sickened by the thought.
Oh, my gosh.
So tell us your quirks.
Yeah, I want to know all of them.
Right?
You know, I had a professor once. It was one of my favorite classes, biological anthropology. And I was really young when I took it. It was my first semester of college. I think I was only like 17 at the time, totally overwhelmed in this class. And he was talking about human behavior and how we do a lot of things naturally without even thinking about it in a way to protect ourselves. And he asked the class, when you get, and I'll ask you this question, when you get out of the shower, what's or for you, the bath? Which may be difficult for you because I don't know if it's going to work with you because it'll be different.
Okay.
But just pretend that you're a normal human.
Okay.
What's the very first thing you dry off?
Okay. All right. Right. The first thing I dry off is like my stomach area.
See, the interesting thing is people will give a whole bunch of different answers except the face, which is absolutely the first thing you dry off every time you get out of the shower. But it's so natural and so intrinsic and like...
Oh, you're right. That doesn't work for us.
Right, because you're in the bath. That's why I was like...
Yeah, my face is not wet.
Right. That's why I figured this would totally
You're like,
throw off all my...
Wait, so when you get out of the shower...
Yes.
You wipe your face off, but you don't even think about it, so you think you wipe a different...
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. And, I mean, this whole auditorium, and it was a big class, nobody said face. And the professor looked a little, like, shocked, like, wow. And he said, you know, that's it. It's interesting. None of you thought face because it's so, like, we barely even think about it because it's our natural, our instinct to make sure we can see and make sure we, like, you know, that we don't want to be...
it's like a survival thing.
Yes, it's a survival instinct to like wipe your eyes and make sure that you can see. And now I cannot get out of... I think about that every single time I take a shower. Every time.
What do you dry off after your face?
I do face, and then you know what I do, which is weird? I start with my legs and go up.
Mm-hmm. I think that might be normal.
I think I feel like, I don't know, in some way I'm like catching them. I don't know where.
Oh, that's so cute.
And then, yeah, like, I just catch it as it falls off me. And then I've also thought, do you put and again, doesn't work for you, do you dry off in the shower or out of the shower?
In.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I don't. I dry off out of the shower, and I think that has to do with how your mom dried you off or whoever was taking care of you when you were little.
Really?
My mom put it in my head that you cannot dry off in the shower because the likelihood of slipping is real high, and you don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
And so you need to dry off on the towel mat, which is what it's there for, and it's safer and you won't slip.
So you get out and you're completely dripping wet.
Well, usually I get out. I open the shower door. I lean over and grab my towel, and I wipe my face off. Because now I'm so aware of it. And then I go onto the mat and I dry the rest of myself off.
Oh my God.
Because I like have this fear, this thing, and maybe it's just my mom who did this, these like scare tactics to make us like behave. Remember the thing about don't stick your head out of a car window because you'll get decapitated?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm trying as an adult to like thumb through like which one of these were truth and which one of these are things she just said to terrify me.
That is so funny.
There was a great show called Arrested Development. Mm-hmm. Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
Oh, so good. And the dad in that has a buddy who had like a arm amputated in like some war or something. And he would call this friend and use him to teach lessons to the kids, like, you know, always wear a seatbelt, and then they didn't, and then like the guy would come out with like his fake, you know, his arm flying off and like no arm, and he goes, "See, that's why you always have to buckle up," or whatever it is. And it would be something totally ridiculous, but the end result is if you don't do this, your arm can get chopped off. And they use this guy like countless times during the show, and I just love. I'm like, I think maybe my mom was doing that.
Oh, I'm for sure that parent.
I thought maybe you would be.
Yeah. And sometimes Lincoln will make the face that every kid makes at their parent when their parent's being ridiculous.
I'm making it right now.
And I have to say to him, you know what? This is not about you. This is just my issue. And then
that's good that you say that.
Because it really is. And he keeps me in check, and I'll be like, you know what? You're right. It's fine. Mm-hmm. But my instinct is to be a bubble wrap parent of like, it's not safe.
Yeah. Oh gosh, it's so hard, like I don't even want to call it the bubble wrap parent thing, because I think about, I was having this conversation with, I think my friend Jessie, who was a camp counselor with me. Shout out Jessie. And and this was a long time ago, so maybe it wasn't her. But anyways, it doesn't matter. But we were talking about how as camp counselors, we are hyper aware of worst case scenarios, like what could possibly go wrong, because so much has gone wrong. When you have a camp of 200 plus kids and they're all running wild for 7 days with little to no parental supervision, all bets are off on these guys can come up with insane ways to get hurt, to get into trouble. I've seen it all, like neck injuries from doing weird things off of lunch tables, you name it. And anything related to fire. So all of us have this like high alert of, I've seen that. That could go wrong. That could go wrong. That could go wrong. And we can like put all together a million different ways that the worst thing could happen. So I wonder if it's just like, highly risk adverse or whatever.
No, you're right.
Because you have to be.
Yeah.
You know all that. And look where we were. We were on the freaking challenge.
Because I was I know. And I complain about my own behavior to my sister. And she's like, don't feel bad. She said the ones that are not helicopter parents, they might have freedom in a certain way, but they're going to the ER a lot more than you.
Oh my gosh. We used to say in my family that we should have a punch card.
Oh my God.
10th visit free. Because we were in there all the time.
No, I can't live like that.
Oh my gosh. Once my little brother Luke stepped on a rake and it flew up and hit him in the face and knocked out a tooth, just like in the movies and cartoons.
Looney Tunes over there.
I was like, what the heck? I didn't know that happened in real life. Let me tell you, friends, it does. So make sure you pick up your rakes because the grass was high and you couldn't see it in the ivy or whatever. And so that's why you got to pick up after your tools.
Wow.
You could get smacked in the face and lose a tooth with a rake.
That is bonkers, and I can't live like that. I can't go to the ER all the time.
Oh, my God. Oh, so much we went.
I have anxiety just thinking about it.
We broke everything.
Let me tell you a weird quirk about South Korea, which I'd never heard of. You probably already know this. But the way that they calculate ages is different than the traditional way that we do it.
Oh, I do not know this.
Oh, my God. So when you're born, you're 1.
I always thought that is how we should do it.
You like it, you dork.
I do, because I'm like, that makes sense to me. For some reason, I agree with that.
So you're counting in utero as life.
Yeah, but like with any counting, you start with 1. You're not like 0 years old. You always existed.
No.
I don't know. Okay, you're right.
I get your point. But
I have had this thought, and I do agree with them.
Well,
but I'm going to need to hear more.
Okay, so then the weirdness, though, carries on because you're 1 year old at birth, and then if you're born, then you become the next year on January 1st. So if you're born on New Year's Eve, you're 2.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Oh, you know what? This is like South Korea. No, I was going to say maybe this has something to do with like, I don't know, communism or whatever, and like taking away the individual.
Oh, well, kind of.
Because that's part of, again, it all goes back to identity. Like your birthday is individual, it's special to you. And it's almost like saying everybody born this year is the exact same age, there's no individuality in there.
Yeah, and that's what it said, that they really place a lot of importance in the year that you're born in determining who you are and what that means, and also in terms of how you treat other people. So anyone that's even a year older than you, you use different words of respect to address them, whereas anyone your age or younger, you can use normal, whatever you call that.
What is, am I right? Are they a communist? What is their,
No.
No, not, but is North Korea? What are they?
Well, no, they're a dictatorship.
Dictatorship.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was thinking.
And South Korea worries because they're very advanced in every way, but this is a bit of an odd thing in comparison to the rest of the world. So they have to have like a South Korean age and then an international age that they tell people.
Whoa. And Landon was just there.
Ask him.
Yeah, I will.
Maybe they don't talk about it, but
Yeah, it's like the new culinary hotspot.
it was such a weird article though, because it was, I bet it is. I could go for some Korean, by the way.
Yeah.
They were saying this one dad that they interviewed was like, my baby was born at the end of December, and then so it turned 2 weeks after its birth. And he said, I thought to myself, my baby's only 2 or already 2 and I haven't done enough for it. And I thought, well, that's just stupid.
Well, and you know what else this is making me think of? I think this is a big disservice or kind of, I don't know, not dangerous, but, could have some negative consequences in studying child development. Because how do you know what developmental markers they're hitting or not hitting at certain ages? Or is this saying like, just get rid of those?
I do think that it has negative effects for the kid, for the parents, and then for the country. It does seem a little backwards to be still doing.
That's weird.
So,
did the article give any reasons that were positive? Any sort of like, well, here's...
Just that it's a closeness with people that same year. Yeah. That's the only thing.
Yeah, but then a separation from those that aren't. That
right.
That's not a good... I don't know about that argument.
But it's sort of like what we were saying, where something just becomes a thing and then it sticks.
Yeah,
it's
they should make that unstick.
They are working on it. They're trying to do different laws that will change, like on official papers, where it should have what internationally we understand to be an age.
I mean, but like, first of all, no summer pool party birthdays.
What?
That's the biggest problem.
Why?
If your birthday is always January 1st.
Oh, no, right.
You don't get to have a summer pool party.
It said, though, that people do celebrate their individual birthday.
Okay, so they all know when they were
born.
They
know.
This isn't one of those things like, that documentary where she just lies about her age and the kids think they don't know the day. They keep like, well, freaking A, how am I supposed to know? That seems like
I know.
I don't know what they're doing.
To me, it's a very strange and unhelpful tradition in terms of logistics, and probably will be antiquated very soon.
So it's really just how old they're calling themselves.
Yeah.
They all still celebrate a birthday.
In the article, it was like so-and-so who is 34 and 36 to the rest of the world.
That's so weird.
Totally. And the women are like, they want to be born late in the year. Or wait, maybe.
So they're younger.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they can find a man.
So like,
I don't know. It's so weird.
Look younger.
Right?
Yeah, weird. Yeah. And then it makes me wonder, like, what about driver's licenses, drinking age?
Right. It's the Korean number.
Okay.
That's why they're trying to change it, so the official stuff will at least say the normal number.
That's totally weird.
Right?
Yeah. Good story.
The world's a crazy place.
Sure is.
I learned a bit of trivia that I think you'll like. Maybe you won't like it. Maybe you'll hate it.
Oh, we'll see.
It was an article in the New York Times about why you should not share your good news on Facebook, and essentially was saying that we've lost that personal experience of when you're like, I got a new job or whatever, and then someone is so excited because it's just an emoji or whatever.
Ugh, yeah.
But the little trivia was that according to scholars, it takes 6 virtual hugs to equal 1 real hug.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
I am going to disagree. Respectively.
Why?
Because I think that there's no amount of online anything that can duplicate the touch, the power of touch.
Yeah.
Tell that to a mom. Mm-hmm. Ask a mom if it feels the same to have their child tell them via text, I love you, versus them giving you a hug and saying, I love you.
I kind of...
Point proven. Drop the mic. Thank you, folks.
I kind of feel like maybe if they were going to say 6 positive affirmations equal 1 positive affirmation in real life, that might seem more real to me.
Yes,
but
that would seem more real.
Hugs are...
bullshit.
That's the wrong word because
Yep.
you can't, like you said, you cannot replicate the feeling of a true great hug.
And my theoretical model that I follow, or theoretical orientation, is one of like the cornerstones of this is touch and utilizing touch in therapy too. And I have seen the magic of that. Mm-hmm. And there is nothing more powerful.
Please, any woman that has ever flirted with a man should know the power of a touch.
Yep.
Because all it takes is like brush that guy's hand and he'll be yours.
Yeah, there are not. Yeah, okay, bad research.
Bad research. Right. Maybe it's just imprecise, kind of.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I don't like when they make those big, sweeping, like, and, you know, they probably put hugs in quotes or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then we read it and we don't even think about the quotes. But, yeah, so I'm going to stand by hugs in real life. And the therapist that, this model is based on, Virginia Satir, says that you need, let me remember, it's like 6 hugs a day for survival, 8 hugs a day for like maintenance, like health or maintenance, and then like 10 hugs a day for growth or something like that. She gives like a breakdown. Let me see if I can. Yeah, but I always love that.
I mean, you need a lot of hugs.
It's really, really important.
She
says we need at least 8 hugs a day. We need 4 hugs a day to survive.
Survive?
We need, like to survive. Like that's what happens. 8 hugs a day to keep us, and 12 hugs a day for growth.
Okay, well, I need some more friends then.
Yeah. Yeah. And a hug can be anything. A hug can be, it doesn't have to be that 15-second, like, throw your hands around the person, but just like a nice hand around the shoulder, like human touch.
Yeah.
We need to be touched and recognized in a nurturing, comforting way. 4 times a day for survival, 8 times a day for maintenance, and 12 times a day for growth.
Did you grow up in a house of hugs?
Yes. So much.
You were lucky. That's really nice.
So many hugs. Like my mom was very, very physically affectionate. And of course, unfortunately, my dad was, but in a not so good way. So that's been a difficult one to kind of...
Was he also, though, in a good way?
Tease out.
Like...
You know what? Actually, no.
Okay.
Like the only time there was like physical contact was
creepy.
In a way that was not healthy, but to my little kid brain felt like love. Because how can it not? This is your parent, and that's how, and they tell you that this is love.
Yeah. Gosh.
It's all part of the thing. So then it's like, okay, what? Oh, God, this is like getting deep. But that's one of like the fears that, it happens with anybody who's a survivor of child sexual abuse, that when they have their own kids, I'm very on high alert of how any adult touches a child, and it's hard for me to discern which one is like, what does normal touch look like? Do
you ever see things and you're like, whoa, that was weird?
Yeah, all the time. But it's just my red flags go up when they shouldn't.
Where do you see this?
You know what it is tickling. That's a trigger for me.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah,
at
it's
all.
not. It feels like you're saying stop and they don't, and that feels really uncomfortable. And my dear friend Angela Rose, who's the founder of PAVE, she has a daughter who I think is about 4 right now, and she says that that's one thing that they as parents really do, like make sure that they respect with their daughter, that every time she says stop, or like they are tickling or playing, that they do, and not just keep going, because she's laughing, because it teaches the wrong thing. And that was how a creepy guy molested me when I was little with where are you ticklish? So I'm always like, don't tickle anybody, but that's my own thing.
No, but I agree with you that it would be better if that was just something that didn't go on.
Yeah, because don't touch, again, touch is so important, but if it becomes abused or used for power or control or manipulation or anything like that, it crosses those wires that are so important for things like survival and growth and maintenance. And when those wires get crossed, it takes a long time to undo those. And you know, that's why movement therapies and connecting, like that mind-body connection, is so important, because you have to like retrain the body through the power of the mind what is safe and what's not safe. Yeah. Dude.
So much to consider.
Got deep.
I know. I love how we do that.
I do too.
We go from one thing to the next. We covered a lot of ground today. I'm real proud of us.
Yes, me too.
Now let's move on. Have people subscribe. Leave us a 5-star review. We read your reviews when we're a little tipsy. It's fun.
It's the best. You can always join our book club. And I hear the book club pick for this month is a big, huge hit.
Oh my God.
So all of them. So join us at patreon.com/braincandy.
Yay. See you next time, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.